פגשתי את אלוהים. בחסדך קראת בשמי אבוא קרוב. עטפת אותי בביטחון, אני לא אסור. משכני אחריך, נרוץ ותביא אלי ידיך. בביטחון, אני
to what? Poop? Did you poop already? Okay, good. You have to make room for tonight's dinner.
Okay, oh, it's the kind of everybody's picture. So why do you get some? Terry said she was sending hers. Andrea said she was sending hers.
Is your mom and I centered?
I don't know, my camera froze, I have to wait till I'm video.
Oh, really?
Oh,
The
that's
software froze on the actual.
oh wow.
But it's still fine on OBS. I just have to wait.
It was smart to do the commercial.
You have another commercial to play?
Yeah,
Play it. All the commercials you need to play just until the thing is
I told
working.
you it's fine, I just have to wait until I pull you up in here.
Oh, okay.
So you'll be live and then I can send you.
Oh, are you done, Jim? Can I get the... I'm gonna get the one set on the computer for a moment.
Okay, we're gonna take a second. Hey, you did it. Just go. Pull it up. Alright, you got 10 seconds. Better get in the camera. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Here we go.
Hi.
Are we on?
It's so good to see you guys. Big shaloha.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us tonight. It's been kind of a while. I think it's been like 3 weeks, yeah?
Something like that.
About 3 weeks since we saw you
Too
guys
long.
stop
It's
the
been-
pain.
It's been too long. Like, how many of you guys are in pain? Tammy, are you in
Little
pain,
bit.
Tammy? How's your network working? Is everything working a-okay? Hope so. We missed you last week.
Yeah,
this
we all
past
missed
Saturday.
you Saturday.
Yep.
Yeah, and Stevie DeStephanie, good to see you too.
Stevie, hi.
Glad you guys made it. We'll just
It's
getting everything set up here. We're kind of
Yeah.
still getting used to being back here in class too.
oh yeah. I just woke up from a nap. Does my face show it?
That's why I think I'm going to be presenting first, so you can have more time
Yeah.
to wake up there.
Yeah. It's good to be here though. Good to
Oh,
get the.
I see Ginger. Ginger's there, and Sharon. Good to see you guys.
Yeah, Sharon.
Thanks for
yeah.
joining us. Thank you,
Ooh,
Tammy,
who's-
for moderating.
Mama Duke's Alaska Off-Grid Groovy Moves.
That's Ginger.
That's Ginger.
Her new YouTube account.
Man, can you say your name 3 times fast?
That's why I just say
Mama
Ginger.
Dukes.
I think it's a cool name. I like that.
Yep, it's definitely got to go through some filtering to get that name out. All right. Again, I'm not sure how late it is in your neck of the woods, but it's what 10 after 5 here in Hawaii. So, oh gosh, I'm hungry.
I know.
I've been fasting all day. I'm ready to eat. I'm starved. So, again, welcome, and why don't you open up in prayer?
All right.
Okay.
Go ahead, honey.
No, you. Yeah.
All right, let's pray. Dear Abba, we thank you so much for bringing everyone here to join us in class, and we ask that you have your hands on all the tech today,
Yes.
and that you bless this time together, and that you bring those here who need to hear this message. We thank you so much for speaking through Noble as he presents, and through me as I present, and thank you for continuing to have your healing hands on everyone out there who's in pain.
Yes, Lord.
Please have your hands on Isaac as he's dealing with all the technology. Thank you so much for giving him the knowledge to put us back on camera here, and for bringing him back safely. And we ask all this in Yeshua's name. Amen.
Amen. All right. So, what do you got for us today?
I have a pretty cool presentation with some kind of shocking material. Maybe not so shocking for some of you, but it was a little shocking for me when I was doing the research.
Is it geared towards men mostly?
It could be.
It could be. Yes, I think it is. Okay, because we know a lot of you guys. Well, we haven't met you, but you're online, and what you do in the privacy of your own home is really your thing. And so Lisa's gonna come up and share with you some truths about what you may be doing in the closet.
No, it actually kind of ties into, we're having a study with First Enoch, And some of the things that the Watchers, the angels that came to Mount Hermon, they taught human women to do certain things to deceive. And today we call those like beauty tools or cosmetics, things that kind of enhance the beauty. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with doing that. I'm just saying that that is where it originated. And if it's used in an evil way to deceive people, then yeah, then it's not too good. But I'm going to be describing a beauty tool that is pretty common. I mean, I see it especially among the younger generations, and until I did this research, I didn't realize how it could impact the health, especially of the younger generations. So hopefully this will be some mind-blowing things for you guys too.
Young and old, right?
Young and
Oh,
old.
all
Tell you
generations.
about it right now.
Yeah, she's gonna tell you
Okay.
about it. Okay, go ahead.
I'm going to go over to the
Go.
computer.
All right. What you got for us, honey?
All right. This is the effects of nail polish ingredients. So you can see there's a beautiful set of nails here. And the toxic trio are known to cause serious effects on the health of salon workers and patrons. And I did not realize all this until I did this study, although I kind of knew there was something weird with nail polish just because I've never personally been able to wear it on my hands. Because I play the piano, I don't grow my nails out. I don't like long nails, and I've tried it, I think maybe once or twice on my fingernails, and I couldn't stand the feeling, so I didn't do it for the majority of my life. But I was into doing pedicures for several years. I just thought, some of my friends at work had it done, and they referred me to a place to go have it done. But I wouldn't feel good while I was in there. And also another downside of me trying to get a pedicure in the first place is I have restless leg syndrome. So there's been several times when I would go that I would almost kick the salon worker in the face on accident. So that was kind of a reason why I decided not to do that anymore. But also now, especially that I know what is in these products.
So this applies to manicures and pedicures.
Yes, manicures and pedicures. So we're on the next slide here. So we're going to look into the ingredients and what is in nail polish, nail gel. I believe, as we get into the study a little bit, we'll see what is a pretty okay alternative for it. But these are what's in the majority of nail polishes and gels. So this first one, we talked about the deadly three. This is called toluene. This ingredient is a solvent added to create a smooth finish across the nail and keeps the paint from separating in the bottle. This chemical is usually used in gasoline that fuels our car. This harms the central nervous system and damages reproductive organs. Other adverse effects include headaches, numbness, and eye and throat irritation. This is the first chemical. The second one that is very common is formaldehyde. You guys might have heard of this one more than the first one. It's an irritant and potential cancer hazard. It's a well-known carcinogenic agent used as nail hardening ingredient. This long-lasting nail polish that you love contains this in abundance. Apart from this, it is used as a disinfectant which prevents bacterial contamination. Formaldehyde is also used as a disinfectant for the tools used during manicure and pedicure. And just so you guys know, I got this information from several different websites. One of the ones that had the most information, ironically, was from medindia.org. So if you want to look this up, or you can just share this video with your loved ones so that they can just be aware of the dangers. Formaldehyde is used to preserve, this is probably where you might have heard of it before, human organs in doing scientific studies, animal organs, all different organs. So we just
Dr. Frankenstein had a lot of this formaldehyde because he had a lot of body parts.
okay, that's a good point there. This is the third major toxic ingredient that's in nail polish and gel, the dibutyl phthalate. This adds flexibility to nail paints, however, can cause severe damage to the reproductive tract. They prevent the polished nails from cracking or turning brittle. Use of phthalates is banned in certain countries in Europe. The use of this ingredient is becoming less frequent due to its damaging effects. So,
Orange.
yeah, you can see that it's not good for wildlife. It's definitely not good for us.
That's a dead fish.
So, this is another risk: cancer and nail polish. Gel nail polishes are becoming increasingly popular as they last longer without chipping. Researchers recently observed that the nail polish is not the main concern. How these nails are dried in salons pose a greater risk for skin cancer. The recent gel nail polishes consist of a hardening gel, which requires exposure to UV light. This repeated exposure to ultraviolet lights, and these are for the synthetic lights, not the sunlight, is responsible for wrinkles and skin cancer if used repeatedly. A safer alternative would be the usage of LED lights. We already know that those are kind of iffy as well, as the production of UV rays by these is very minimal. So think about it. Do you know what exactly goes into making your favorite nail polish colors? Here's what each nail polish color reveals about you. If you've never taken a close look at the ingredients in your nail polish, you might want to start now. Some of them can pose a significant hazard to your health. A study co-authored by researchers at Duke University and the Environmental Working Group found an endocrine disrupting chemical in nail polish was detected in the bodies of every woman who volunteered to paint her nails for the study. The compound called triphenyl phosphate, or TPHP, is used in plastics manufacturing as a fire retardant in foam furniture, appears to be absorbed into the body via nail polish. Some studies use the acronym TPP for this chemical. This is another study that's done. Researchers tested the urine samples of participants both before and after their manicures. Technically, the researchers tested the women's urine for a chemical biomarker called diphenyl phosphate, or DPHP, which is created when the body metabolizes TPHP. Within 10 to 14 hours of getting their nails painted, the participants' DPHP levels were 7 times higher than they were before the experiment on average. The levels continued to rise until they reached a peak about 20 hours later, the study found. That sounds scary, right? How to choose non-toxic nail polish. Try and opt for products which come with a low rating of toxicity within 0 to 2. This can be difficult and tricky as most beauty products are not tested or authorized. Neither do have a toxicity index marked out on them. If you are unable to find any rating, a better option would be to check the label to be sure that the nail paint is free of chemicals such as toluene, formaldehyde, dibutylfolate, and camphor. Organic nail paints are not yet easily available. However, if you refrain from usage of conventional nail paint, gradually the demand for organic and natural nail paints will increase. This will add pressure on companies to shift to natural, healthy nail care product alternatives. So that makes sense. If we all stop using the really bad stuff and stop exposing our children to it, then it would be more likely that the organic companies will be able to have more exposure.
Isaac and I will stop now. We're going to stand for you women.
Since commercially available nail paints are harmful, it is recommended to apply them over gaps of time and maybe only on occasions and remove them off the same night. Leave your nails without nail paint for a few days each month. Avoid inhalation of vapors which come when you open a nail paint bottle. Try avoiding paints with chemicals such as toluene, formaldehyde, and dibutylfolate by checking the label. Opt for non-toxic nail polishes, herbal nail polishes, and nail polish removers. Avoid gel nail polish and the use of UV light to dry them. So, in closing, we see that most nail polish is harmful to your health. You choose not to use nail polish, reduces the risk of cancer. Stop going to and working at toxic salons. The workers are at the highest risk because they're around it all the time, inhaling it, touching it. Nail polish causes endocrine disruption. And this is one way that, because having beautiful nails are so popular in the media, of course everyone is going to try to copy and want to have these beautiful nails on their fingers, but it's just not worth it. when it comes down to it, I would say, I don't know. I think most guys don't really care if their girlfriend or if their wife has beautiful nails or not, and it's better to have them healthy than to have beautiful nails, I guess you could say.
Yep.
So that is the end of my study.
Because the less healthy they are, the bigger they get. So we'd rather have you skinny and good looking than pretty nails and hunky chunky.
Or pretty nails and sick. That's the other option.
Sick.
So anyway, but thank you guys for listening to that. I'm going to turn it back over to Noble. He's got a presentation to do, and I have to figure out how to take this off the computer.
Okay. Thanks, honey. Let's see. Now, as I'm getting on and Lisa's getting off, one of my main concerns though is that I think I might have been exposed to some of that toxic stuff, because although I didn't get a manicure or a pedicure, I was taking a lot of pedicabs in the Philippines. Is that the same, pedicabs, as pedicures?
I don't think those have the 3 toxic ingredients that I was talking about.
Oh, they're not related? Okay, good, I'm healthy then. Pedicabs are all right to do. Oh, man. So, let's see. I need to screen mirror, living room. Okay. Yeah, I got it. Okay, good. Here we go. All right, guys. Well, it's always interesting to find out these new things that are contaminating our health, especially for the people that use a lot of nail polish and get their nails done. I'm actually shocked that this kind of stuff is prevalent. I never knew that it was so dangerous. And yet, what is it for? Just to look, I guess, to make you look attractive. And I'm not sure how that works. But with that, we have a lot of, again, things to consider. So ladies, realize that, your health is far more important. I never knew that nails could absorb, like your skin can. You figure it's kind of hard. It shouldn't absorb things or toxins like some other parts of your body, where your skin or eyes or whatnot. But I guess God created us in a way that we're subject to being poisoned in many different ways, and nails, fingernails and toenails are just one of them. So keep that in mind, ladies, especially ladies, some men of you in the closets. Isaac, get out of the closet. Okay. So it's interesting to see what steps we need to take in order to be healthy. And speaking of tips of being healthy, Dr. Joseph McCullough came up with a 25 health tips for 25 years of being in the service of the public. He's been, again, generating a lot of health tips for many people that subscribe to him or know him and read his books or whatever information they can glean off him. And this was again done in August 10th, so it's not even a week old. But I thought I would cover this with you because we need to go over the things that would again help us stay healthy. And so in essence, he is again commemorating 25 years of up-to-date health information. He's optimizing again, wants to optimize our metabolic flexibility with these steps, and I'm going to actually go right into it because there's 25, and I'm not sure if we can cover all 25. I highly doubt it, but let's look at the first one. It's called time-restricted eating, TRE, also known as intermittent fasting. All right, and this is again for metabolic flexibility. And what does that mean? Okay, well, over 90% of people eat more than 12 hours a day, which is a recipe for metabolic disaster. Okay, when you eat all your meals within this 6 to 8 hour window each day, one of the most powerfully effective ways I've found to normalize your insulin leptin sensitivity, which is again a root cause for most chronic diseases. The whole idea here is that if you eat throughout the day and you don't give your body a chance to just digest and to fast, then your body never has the time to heal itself. I've mentioned this before. So here, a number of different intermittent fasting regimes or regiments have sprung up, some of which are more extreme than others, okay? But all of them are based on one particular premise, that you need periods of fasting, okay? Ideally, at least 16 to as much as 22 hours a day. So what am I saying? Doesn't mean that you can't eat every day. You can eat twice a day, but put those two meals close to each other. And so eat a little bit now, eat a little bit, maybe about 8 hours later at the most. And then you'll get 16 hours of fasting where your body's not doing anything as far as eating and digesting, but it's going to now perform its other task of healing, okay? 22 hours, they say, is that's kind of extreme. For some people, that means only eating one meal in a 2-hour window. And if you ask me, if I'm hungry and I'm starving, it's not going to take me 2 hours to eat a meal. I'm Filipino. It'll take me 15 minutes, and I got everything down my to my stomach already. But again, the whole idea is that the more time you can spend not eating, and the more often you can do it, if you can do that twice a week, 3 times a week, 4 times a week, or maybe every day of the week, you will see significant changes, and all for the better, okay? Let's see, Dr. McCullough, again, noted in a paper, A Time to Fast, which is in the November 2018 issue of Science, is, again, one of those things that, again, helps encourage us because it tells us exactly what happens here. It reads, an adjustment of meal size, okay, and when I say meal size, reduce your portions, okay, and frequency, the number of times you eat, have emerged as powerful tools to ameliorate and postpone the onset of disease and delay aging, whereas periods of fasting with or without energy intake can have profound, and you notice the word profound, health benefits. The underlying physiological processes involve periodic shifts of metabolic fuel sources, promotion of repair mechanisms, that's when your body's healing, and the optimization of energy utilization for cellular and organismal, there you go, health. In general, both prolonged reduction in daily caloric intake and periodic fasting cycles have the power to delay the onset of disease and increase longevity. Okay? So Dr. McCullough goes far into more detail, and if you were to, again, chime into his McCullough.com website, you can look at this Science of Time Restricted Eating, posted on July 4th, 2022. And again, he gives more information, more detail into that. Okay? That's number one. So he's saying, of all the things, number one, you want to do that. Okay? Sweetheart, can you give me my glass of water in the fridge, please? Number two, and I've been harping on this recently, so this might be fresh for a lot of you, even though it's been 3 weeks since we last saw you. But the number two is the elimination of seed oils from your diet. And you're probably saying, I don't do seed oils. Well, yes, you do, whether you know it or not. One of the simplest yet perhaps most impactful dietary changes you can make is to eliminate seed oils from your diet. Omega-6, now don't get that confused with omega-3. Omega-3 is really good for you. Omega-6 is questionable. Oh, I had a glass of ice instead, but that's this work. Thank you. Omega-6 linoleic acid, also known as LA, not Los Angeles, okay? Not picking on anybody from LA, is, I believe, a primary contributor to nearly all chronic diseases, all right? Because when consumed in excessive amounts, and I mean excessive amounts, LA, linoleic acid, acts as a metabolic poison, okay, that radically limits mitochondrial function and your ability to produce cellular energy. There you go. Polyunsaturated fats, such as linoleic acid, are highly susceptible to oxidation. And as the fat oxidizes, it breaks down into harmful subcomponents such as advanced lipid oxidation. Next page. Okay, end products, ALES, and oxidized LA metabolites, or oxalams, OXLAMS. These ales and oxalams are what cause most of the damage. Okay, while excess sugar is certainly bad for your health, and we know how bad it is. I miss my Kit Kat bars, Lisa, and my Snickers bars, and my Baby Ruth bars, and everything that's got sugars in there, and my most favorite Haagen-Dazs Swiss almond vanilla ice cream.
Just the fact that you keep saying my this and my that, that you're very have attached to all
Look,
those
I don't
things.
think about it much, but when it mentions about sugars that's not good for your health, I think of that. So while excess sugar is bad for your health, it doesn't cause a fraction of the oxidative damage that LA does. There, honey, I can go back to candy bars, but it's not as bad as linoleic acid. Is that a good sell?
No.
Well, industrial seed oils or vegetable oils are a primary source of linoleic acid. But even food sources hailed for their health benefits contain it. Did you hear that? Even healthy foods have it. Wow, you've got to read the labels. You got to understand what's being processed in the food that you're eating. Okay, such as olive oil. What? Olive oil and conventionally raised chicken and pork, both of which are fed linoleic acid-rich grains. Ah, did you know that? When you go to Costco and you buy that $4.99 chicken, that nicely rotisserie chicken that's big and plump, nothing close to what the chickens you find on the streets or running around in your neck of the woods. Yeah, those chickens have been fed a lot of hormones, okay? And with those hormones comes those linoleic acids that comes through the grains. So you need to avoid pork, chicken, and watch out. I mean, I'm not saying olive oil is bad for you, but read the ingredients. Make sure it's pure, extra virgin, okay? You want that virgin stuff, okay? So what did it say? Don't cook with them. Avoid store-bought processed foods and condiments. Wait a minute, condiments? Yes, you heard me correctly. What's condiments? Ketchup, mustard, relish. I mean, condiments, things that you put on the food to enhance flavors. Watch out, read the labels, okay? Make sure you're getting good condiments. Really, mayonnaise too, you gotta watch mayonnaise, okay? Avoid fast food and regular restaurant food. Why? Well, why do you think they say that, Isaac? Because when you order the dish and they're cooking it in the back, you don't know what type of oils they're using to fry your foods or deep fry your foods or, process your foods. Again, fast foods, that's a no-no, number one. Regular restaurants, you think, oh, not as bad. Yeah, until you go in the back and find out what kind of oils they're using to cook, okay? So keep in mind that even restaurant food can be dangerous for you. Avoid chicken, pork, and olive oil, and limit seeds and nuts as well, with the exception of macadamia nuts. In other words, you really want to eat nuts? Macadamia nuts are probably the healthiest nuts you can eat because of the lack of linoleic acid used in processing them. Okay? Don't eat fake meat products. Whoa, really? Yeah, like the Impossible Burger. You know where the Impossible Burger comes from, right? Burger King. I used to eat there before. That's a fast food joint. I can't eat there anymore. Lisa will whack me in the head if I go, even if I look in the car and looking at, oh, Burger King, I get hit in the head. She'd say, don't, stop tempting yourself, all right? All of the fats in these meat substitutes come from seed oils. And you gotta remember, they're not even real meat, okay? The fake meat are, oh my gosh, you don't want to get into that. And you know what makes the fake meat taste like real meat? The fake blood they put into it. Fake blood, yes. So everything about fake meat is just not good for you. And that's something that Bill Gates wants to push on everybody. Fake meat. He wants to take out all the real meat and give us fake meat. Why? So that we'll die sooner than later and that he'll be able to rule the world just because he's rich. Idiot. For cooking, use the oils in green in the chart below. The best way to ensure your linoleic acid intake is within the to ensure that your linoleic acid intake is within the safe range is to use a nutritional calculator such as a chronometer. Okay, that's in an app you can get on your phone. Once you've entered the food for the day, go to the lipid section on the lower left side of your chronometer app to find out how much linoleic acid is in your diet for that day. Just note how many grams of omega-6 is present. Okay, about 60% of the omega-6 you eat is in linoleic acid. And here we go. Here's the chart. I'll expand it so you can see it. And you notice the percentage of linoleic acid. Okay, average value. This is again ranges in parentheses. So safflower, 70%. Grapeseed oil, 70%. Sunflower oil, 68%. Corn oil, 54%. Cottonseed oil, 52%. Soybean, 51%. Now check this out, rice bran. Who would ever think rice bran oil would be bad? 33%. Peanut oil, 32%. Canola oil, and I harp on canola oil a lot because it's more than just linoleic acid that'll hurt you. Canola oil is again from the rapeseed plant, not grape, but rape. Yes, they've been violated. And it's 19%, okay? Just for the linoleic acid. But canola is far more dangerous other than the linoleic acid content, okay? Olive oil, 10%, okay? And in parentheses, it's an average because they got from anywhere from 3% to 27% of, again, linoleic acid in the processing of certain olive oils. So you want to look for the really good virgin stuff, okay? Avocado oil, which is actually kind of good for you, but look at 10%, all right? Lard, yes, you've heard me, lard, 10%. Palm oil, 10%. And this is orange and yellow, which means it's not red and dangerous like the stuff before, but stuff you want to be concerned about, okay? If you can actually use the best oil possible, use tallow, okay? 3%. Organic butter, 2%. Coconut oil, 2%. Tallow, grass-fed type, is 1%. And again, super good butter that comes from grass-fed cows or goats, 1%. This is the kind of stuff that you want to get into, right? Now understand that this is again the oils, but here we have seeds and nuts, okay? Poppy seed. If you eat poppy seed, the percentage is around 62% of LA. Hemp seeds, 57%. Wheat germ, 55%. Walnut, 53%. Pecans, I love pecan pie. Man, with all that sugar, brown sugar. Come on, Lisa, let's go get a pie. Okay,
I think the last time we had that, the pecan pie was when we were in Georgia.
Yes,
Didn't you try some
because
of
they're
that
known
then?
for pecan pies. Yep, and that's 50%. Pumpkin seeds, 45%. Brazil nuts, 43%. Let me get it up. Sesame seed oil, sesame seed, 41%. Peanuts, 32%. Pine nuts, 33%. That's all red. That's not good for you guys. Okay. Now we go to the orange section. Chia seeds, 16%. Almonds, flaxseed, 16 and 14 respectively. Pistachios, 13%. Okay. Hazelnuts, 12%. Cashews, 8%. And here you go, macadamia nuts, 2%. All right. Come to Hawaii. We have macadamia nuts here. Okay. All right. Well, I know that's really depressing news. You're probably not very happy. Neither am I. Okay. But you got to work to be healthy. You know, it's not easy. What are we doing on time? Oh, okay, good. All right. So those are the top two, guys. Okay.
I think it's interesting that macadamia nut is like the lowest, but to me, it's one of the best tasting out of the whole list. You know,
I'm going to the store right now to buy some chocolate-covered macadamia nuts.
No, you don't have to get the covered ones, just the plain.
Why? It's got macadamia nuts in there. The chocolate is just an additional flavor. My wife, she's so strict. You know, she's like a pirate captain. You know what I mean?
It's
Arr.
good. The ones with sea salt. That's like the best ones for you.
Macadamia nuts with sea salt and chocolate.
No, just the
Yeah.
sea salt.
Okay. She can't get away with nothing with her. Tammy, you don't want to come here. She ain't gonna let you eat anything, Tammy. All right. Number 3 on Joseph Mercola's, healthy tips is blood flow restriction training, or BFR, not to be confused with your BFG. Okay, your big friendly giant. Okay, this is blood flow restriction. This section is not that long, as I'm running a full 30-page BFR article on August 12th. Oh, okay, that was just last week, or actually earlier this week. So I will just provide the highlights here. Okay, contrary to popular belief, resistance training may actually be more important than aerobic exercises. Okay, especially for the elderly. That's me. As maintaining strong muscles plays an important role in quality of life, longevity, and neurological health. Yes. So believe it or not, resistance training is good for your brain. Okay. Exactly why is that? Okay, here we go. Building and maintaining muscle will also go a long way towards optimizing your metabolism and warding off insulin resistance, also known as IR. Insulin resistance is not good, okay? So a primary driver of virtually all chronic and degenerative diseases, again, which is including type 2 diabetes and heart disease. That's how bad insulin resistance is, okay? Now, it says here that Katsu, or blood flow restriction training, is probably the most effective type of resistance training out there. And it's particularly beneficial for elderly and athletes recovering from an injury. And you can find in-depth details about how to do BFR in my free exercise guide. Okay? Lisa, you got something to share?
I was just going to say, we're not talking about chicken katsu there. It's the different type of katsu.
Okay, this is the katsu that we're talking about here. Katsu,
Okay.
This is the machine, equipment here, okay? You see that here?
Oh, that's cool.
Katsu, yes. Yeah, and you can purchase this thing. It is for sale. But speaking of katsu, there's some chicken katsu right there. And that's chicken katsu with curry. Oh my gosh. If you've not had chicken katsu with Japanese curry, you see the potatoes, the onions, the carrots in there. Oh, it is so good. Another form of chicken katsu right here. Yes, served over rice. Again, I just want to enhance this because I'm starving. I'm ready to eat. And here's another picture of chicken katsu. Oh my goodness. Chicken katsu, all it is panko breadcrumbs, Japanese breadcrumbs, over sliced over chicken, deep fried, which is not good because you know what? It's got to be in good oil, right? Not vegetable oil or canola oil. Okay.
Yeah.
But again, oh my gosh. Just a lot of visuals. Okay. So again, in brief, BFR involves performing strength training exercises while restricting venous blood flow return to the heart, but not arterial flow to the extremity being worked, whether it's your arms or legs, your neck. Again, by forcing blood to remain inside your muscle while it is exercising with light weights, you stimulate metabolic changes in your muscle that results in great improvements in strength and size with virtually no risk to injury. And the whole idea here is that you're using very light weights. You're not going to max out like you're bench pressing. You know how when you're young and guys, they say, how much you can bench? And, I can bench 240. Oh, I can bench 260. You know what? No, it's not about doing heavy weights. It's just doing light weights. So even with bench pressing, doing 40 pounds, 50 pounds, 60 pounds, the whole idea is that you want to do a lot of repetitions and keep the blood flow in your muscles while you're doing that. And it's not just bench pressing. There's all types of exercises that you can use with light weights to increase your health, okay, and no injury, okay. You can use just 20% of the weight that you could maximally lift. So again, if you could bench press 200 pounds, What is it saying? 20%. That's 40 pounds. Forget the 200, just go down to 40 pounds, okay, of weight again, and you will still reap maximum benefits, okay? As a result, you circumvent the dangers associated with heavy weights. Blood flow restriction training can stimulate muscle growth and strength in about half the time, using about 1/5 of the weight, compared to standard weight training, which makes it widely available to seniors. Because when you're a senior, you don't need to do max. You don't have to max out. You're not impressing anybody anymore. When you're young, you want to impress all the girls, guys, right? And for you gals, I know you want to impress the guys, and you lift weights and tone, and you do your nails. All dangerous, toxic stuff. So again, guys, don't get caught up in lifting heavy weights. Just do light weights. For a limited time, you can get 10% off. Wow, katsu. Oh, let's go. Let's get some chicken katsu. Oh, wrong katsu. You can go to the website www.kaatsu.com/go/NVIC. Wow. Okay. Look into that again. For those of you that can afford it, you might want to look into this. Okay. Number 4 on the list of Macola's healthy tips is sun exposure as a source of vitamins A, D, and melatonin. We just talked about sun exposure also, So again, sunlight provides vital wavelengths, okay, for your health, like ultraviolet B, UVB, rays that trigger the production of vitamin D in your skin, and near infrared light that catalyzes melatonin production in your mitochondria. Sun exposure also activates vitamin A, retinol, forming active metabolites called retinoids. Okay, you cannot go wrong. Honey, you have something to share. You get the mic in here.
Okay, no, I was just going to link that back to what I was saying about not using the fake UV rays for the gel nails, or it's not, tanning beds are not a good option either, because that doesn't have the healthy UVB rays that you need to get the vitamin D. That's just like fake light.
Yeah, you're right. It's all about health, people. It's all about health. You've heard of beta carotene, which many mistakenly believe is vitamin A. It's actually a precursor to vitamin A. Beta carotene is a precursor to vitamin A. Just as important as vitamin D for health, especially immune health, but it has to be the active form, okay? Active form. What else does he have to say? Sunlight also increases nitric oxide and optimizes serotonin production for improved mental health. Serotonin hormones, okay? You might want to consider this. Vitamin D has gained loads of attention with the emergence of COVID-19, as numerous studies keep finding compelling links between vitamin D status and the risk of infection severity, and mortality. You can learn more about this in Dr. Macola's special report, Vitamin D in the Prevention of C19. Okay? While oral vitamin D supplements are inexpensive and readily available, sun exposure is actually your best source, and it's free. And at the same time, it gives you a nice tan. Okay, look at my wife. She's not Ghost Protocol anymore. She's actually got a slight tan. It doesn't require you to pay attention to other nutrients that need to be taken in conjunction with oral vitamin D, such as vitamin K2 and magnesium, which you can get in a nice gel cap or caplet. Being that if you're up in the north and it's sub-zero weather, I can see where going in the sun and taking it all off to get that nice sun exposure might actually be hazardous to your health, especially if you get frostbite. So, again, get the sun if you can. If not, then get the supplement. That'll work too. All right. Any questions or comments? No. Anything, Lisa?
No, they're just sharing some good information. Stevie DeStephanie said that she enjoys eating molasses, so I was giving like a pretty good hint of some of the things that I do, because it's a good source of iron. Plus, if you have a sweet tooth, It
Oh,
adds some
acid.
sweetening and mixed it in coconut milk with some ice.
Ooh,
It tastes kind of like, a good substitute for chocolate milk.
really? Oh. She's never made that for us. I don't know what she's talking about.
I did make it for you, but you just were not in the healthy state of mind
Look,
there.
Ovaltine is my choice, okay?
Bad choice.
I know, it's probably not good. I have not read the ingredients in Ovaltine. I probably will when I go to the store tonight because I'm now craving Ovaltine.
Tammy said that she's cutting down a lot of the sweets. She's not eating cake or she's trying to lay off the ice cream and
Good
try
for you, Tammy.
to cut down the sugar.
We can do it together, Tammy. We can. Mikola says, ideally get 1 hour of sun exposure every day around solar noon. That's between 11:30 a.m. and 2:30 p.m. Beware now, that's when the sun's most intense, especially if you're going to be like in the tropical islands. 1 hour will get you close to burning already, so be careful if you're very ghost protocol or white, as I'd like to say it. But again, 1 hour is like the minimal to get sun exposure, and it will heap wonders on you. So what it says, while wearing as little clothing as possible and no sunscreen. Oh yeah, and you know what? The nude beach, you're allowed to go to the nude beach. Okay, no clothing as possible. Okay, but just don't tell them you're a believer or Christian. Okay, that might be the best testimony. Okay, and then
You don't want to promote that. Don't listen to what he just said.
You'll be busy sightseeing, right? Okay, and then no sunscreen. Please, no sunscreen. Sunscreen. Remember, just like your fingernails, your skin absorbs whatever you put on it. And if you read the ingredients in sunscreen, you're just in for a whole lot of hurt, okay? And don't say I didn't tell you so on this show. Especially if you come to visit us over here. We'll go in the sun, no sunscreen. We'll avoid the real bad, the solar noon hours, because that's really, you can only stay there for about an hour. Then you have to get out of the sun. But, yeah. Just watch how much exposure you get, okay? And that's it. Again, you should never get burned. Please understand that it is excess linoleic acid in your diet that is the largest contributor to sunburn and skin cancer, okay? So, although the sun, you can get burned in the sun, it's what's already in your body can just amplify what you're going to be resulting in if you get overexposure of the sun, all right? All right. Any questions, comments? No?
No, there's some good ideas here. Let's see.
Okay.
Stephanie is recommending sweet potatoes and maybe putting some molasses on it. And she was recommending some websites to go
On what,
to.
the katsu?
No, on the sweet potato.
Oh, okay.
She recommended some pretty good websites that there's a cooking show that shows like healthy cooking, like what you were just talking about.
Thanks, Stevie. Thanks for your contributions. We need alternatives. We do. And the more you guys share, the more we have options. So, and I'm looking for options because I miss my Snickers bar. All right. Number 5, okay? I never knew. Most of us need to donate our blood. What? Really? Okay, go to your nearest vampire clinic, okay, and donate blood. Another crucially important health strategy is to make sure you don't have high iron levels. Whoa, really? Did you just say that molasses has iron? Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, you know what? You want to make sure that you don't have too much iron in your body. Why? Because, okay, Lisa, do you want to share something?
Well, it's the healthy type of. It's different than taking iron pills because it's a food, so it's easily absorbed in your body. But
Okay.
yeah, it's not something you want to have huge amounts of, but it will help, like with your energy level.
Okay.
And it's the healthy type of iron instead of like iron pills.
We'll need to research iron a little bit more for you guys, okay? Because I'm not very aware of what Lisa's talking about. But all I know here is that most men and postmenopausal women have high iron, largely thanks to so many processed foods being fortified with dangerous forms of iron like iron fillings and the fact that your body has no pathway to eliminate the iron other than blood loss. Stored iron is incredibly damaging to all of your tissues as it promotes oxidative stress that can damage your mitochondrial DNA. Oh, you do not want to damage your mitochondria. Cell membranes and electron transport proteins. If left untreated, it can damage your organs and contribute to cancer, heart disease, diabetes, neurodegenerative diseases, and many other disorders. It's okay. Let me go. It's also one of the most common causes of fatigue because of how it impairs your mitochondrial production of energy. Iron has a terminal destination in the mitochondria from where it must be recycled. However, for that to occur, you must have enough copper, and most people don't. As a result, the iron gets stuck and cannot be recycled. So a low ferritin level is not necessarily a sign that you need iron. You more than likely already have too much stored in your tissues that are simply unavailable due to the low availability of copper, which is typically the result of retinol deficiency. And you know, it's interesting because there are supplements out there that offers copper, and you might want to look into that because the body needs a certain amount of copper, not much, I think like 5 milligrams of copper. We have one of the bottles in our shelves also. And so get the copper in you, look into it, research it, okay? The average person accumulates about 1 milligram of iron a day, and if it's not being recycled due to a copper deficiency, you end up in a vicious cycle. You may be told that you have low iron and need iron supplementation, but the problem is really a copper deficiency, not a lacking of iron. So you keep loading in iron, and your health suffers as a result. And it's funny because not all doctors are nutritionalists, so they'll say, hey, your blood test says you got low iron, when actually you have a lot of iron and you don't need more iron. It's copper. Keep that in mind. The serum ferritin test measures stored iron that has seeped out into your blood, but it doesn't indicate iron stores, I should say. I strongly recommend all adults to get this test done on an annual basis, once a year. Ideally, your serum ferritin should be between 20 to 40 Ng over milliliters. Okay, if your ferritin level is above 80 Ng ml, the solution is to donate your blood. If it's over 200 Ng ml, a more aggressive phlebotomy schedule is highly recommended. Whoa. If donating a full pint, which is half a liter, 500 milliliters, or about 8 ounces of blood 3 to 4 times a year is problematic, you can remove blood in smaller amounts once a month on the schedule listed below. If you have congestive heart failure or severe COPD, you should discuss this with your doctor, but otherwise, this is a fairly appropriate recommendation for most. I personally remove 60 cc's or 2 ounces of blood once a week, which is about 7 pints per year. This is a large amount, but because it is done slowly, it is far better tolerated. Okay? So men, 150 milliliters, postmenopausal women, 100 milliliters, and premenopausal women, 50 milliliters. And if you don't know what you are, pre or post, just give up 75 milliliters, something in the middle. That'll work, right? So keep that in mind, guys. Okay? Wow, it's already 6 o'clock. Okay, this will be our last one for today. Okay? Number 6, Dr. McCullough says that we should eat enough animal protein. All right? Yes, I mentioned it before. A good old ribeye steak is good for you. Okay? To build...
Where are the cows from?
Yeah, well, it's got to be, it should be, from grass-fed cows, but you know what? Heck, animal protein.
Free range.
Free range, okay. To build muscle, it's really important to get enough protein in your diet. You do. Ideally, animal protein. Ideally, okay? There are 20 amino acids and 9 of them are essential, which means you have to get them from your diet, as your body cannot make them from other substrates. Here is a list of essential nutrients that are essentially unavailable in plant foods, okay? If, for whatever reason, you choose to eat a primarily plant-based diet, you will need to figure out some way to get these absolutely critical nutrients in your diet. This is why I believe including animal protein is a wise strategy. So you do the plant, but you also got to get the animal protein in there as well, okay? It will virtually assure you receive these nutrients without having to take supplements. And what are these? Carnitine, okay? Carnosine, choline, creatine, collagen, retinol, vitamin B12, CoQ10, EPA, DHA, and taurine. Okay. For most normal weights, what's a normal weight adult? Because my wife's half my weight. So what's normal? Okay. 30 grams of protein per meal is really the minimum you need to stimulate muscle protein synthesis. Okay. If you have a robust strength training program, you need to go higher. And so now if you're planning to do that DRE, okay, and start lifting 20%, light weights, you'll need more animal protein. Again, it all depends on what you're doing in your life. Older adults typically need 30 to 50 grams per meal. Okay, children about 5 to 10 grams. Young adults 20 grams per meal. Go figure. The older you are, you need more animal protein. Okay. For reference, there's again approximately 7 grams of protein in each ounce of steak. So a 5-ounce steak would give you 35 grams of high quality protein. To make sure you're getting enough protein in your meals, again, use that free nutritional tracker like the chronometer. All right. For more details, please review Building Muscle with Exercise and Reassessing Protein Intake, posted on July 24th, 2022. This is on Mercola.com, guys, okay? And is that it? Yep, we'll stop there, okay? So, Lisa, you want to come back and join me here? I'm all dry from talking. It's been so long.
Oh, that was good information.
You can see Isaac there.
We had a lot of good ideas going in the chat.
Oh, yeah.
Justin Matt got alkaline water machine. He's got a good deal. He's been using it for about a week. So
do not
cool.
go on the high setting on alkaline though. You can actually have alkaline poisoning. So be wary.
If
be
you
careful.
go up too fast.
If you go up too fast, yeah. So take it slow and again, just make sure you read up on it, because there is a thing called alkaline poisoning as well.
Right.
Yeah, Lisa was gung-ho. She wanted to go to the highest alkaline rating and drink only alkaline water, and oh boy, she got sick.
Yeah,
so,
that wasn't fun. But
too much of a good thing, it can actually be a bad thing. Okay.
But I notice it now. If I don't have alkaline water every day, it just something doesn't feel quite right. So.
Yeah, because the pH is higher, and it's electrified water you're drinking. It's energized water.
And we're going to be praying for you, Patrick. He just shared that he's got 2 dry sockets and from his surgery.
Oh, no
teeth,
way.
So he's in a lot of pain.
Patrick.
So, yeah.
All right, buddy. You could always, again, consider taking some Rick Simpson oil, some high dosage of cannabis to help with the pain, alleviate the pain. That helps Lisa with her pain management.
Yeah, CBD. Good.
CBD, yeah. It doesn't help when I'm a pain in her neck or a pain in her butt, but she's already got a lot of pain. So I'll keep you in prayer, Patrick.
Yeah. But yeah, it's great to see all you guys in the chat.
Yeah.
I think you want to close us in prayer and be done?
Yeah. Are we done? Anything else you want to share?
I don't have anything.
We'll be back next week again, guys, and we'll continue Joseph McCullough's top 25 healthy tips and see if we can knock off more of them. But keep those 6 in mind, okay? especially the time restricted eating, the number one, and again that's really good, and actually getting into the exercise program as well. But number two, right? Do not eat seed oils. Stay away from the seed oils. So,
That's right. Except coconut,
except for
organic coconut oil. That's like a seed,
no,
right? Coconut.
no. Well,
Is that nut?
macadamia nuts are the
Macadamia
seeds
nuts,
that you
yeah.
can eat.
Yeah.
But as far as cooking oils, yeah, coconut oil is one of the best.
Yeah.
And then-
Avocado's
and,
okay too.
And butter, again,
Yeah.
organic butter. Yeah.
Yeah.
They say butter and eggs, the best two things to eat. Okay, so I'm gonna have a nice old steak with some sunny side eggs on top of it, and some butter smothered all over. Can I have sour cream also?
No.
All right. Okay. All right. Let's pray, guys. Father, thank you so much for the time to share the information that a lot of people didn't know about. We pray, Lord, that you would again allow us to exercise wisdom with the knowledge, so that we can do what's necessary to keep ourselves as healthy as possible. And I pray, Lord, that all the guys out there will stop painting their nails, and that they would be healthy and stay firm with and close to you, and that knowing that you, Lord, created us and are sustaining us, and we don't need to make your job tougher by toxifying our bodies with all these poisons. So thank you, Lord, again for all of this, and again I thank you for my wife and my son, that they can again contribute so much in the ministry that we have in helping all of us to get better. We praise you and glorify you in Yeshua's almighty name. And we all say amen and
Amen.
amen. And just know this, the stuff that we're sharing with you, we're also implementing it into our lives. Like the time restricted eating, or intermittent fasting. We've been doing that, and I've been doing it a lot, and my wife's all excited because she says I look sexy now. My shorts are falling off. I have to get new clothes. I'm getting skinnier.
I'm proud of you, hon. Very good.
Well, you know what? I feel better too. But that's number one on this list. Intermittent fasting. So, thanks guys. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you on Saturday,
Yep.
Yah willing, and you guys have a great week. We'll see you then. Shalom.
Shalom. Bye everybody.